During the writing and revising of I Do If It's Equitable, the contents were shared with men and women of various ages, professions, social classes, and education. Single, engaged, married, divorced. Often, in an attempt to strengthen or defeat the I Do philosophy, they would respond with, "What if?" With the I Do philosophy fresh in our minds, let us consider, what if? Greetings, daters of all ages. I'm John F. Whitney, author of the book, I Do If It's Equitable, a philosophy for dating and marriage to avoid the potential horrors of divorce. I will be your host and your guide as we discuss the I Do philosophy. This is Section 6, Video 3 of 4, What If, Part 3. The red square at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is a subscribe button. If you feel I'm doing a good job, please consider clicking that subscribe button anytime during this video. What if I'm cohabitating with my partner? Why would I worry about anything if I'll never face divorce? Do you not have wealth and possessions? Do you not have a home to maintain? Are there not financial and other issues for you and your significant other to resolve? All relationships require honest and open communication. The I Do philosophy can assist you to find answers irrespective of a formal marriage between you. Palimony, case in point. Navratilova versus Nelson. Ms. Navratilova, a world-class tennis player, cohabitated for 7 years with Ms. Nelson, who, it appears, only had a cotton bowl crown to offer in return. Ms. Nelson was the stay-at-home housewife in the relationship, raising 2 children Ms. Nelson had in a previous heterosexual relationship. When they parted, Ms. Nelson felt she deserved half of Ms. Navratilova's $10 million estate. It is rumored that Ms. Nelson ultimately settled for an Aspen property valued at $1.3 million and the right to talk about their relationship publicly, which she sold for $65,000. Enough said. What if I wait a bit before I discuss the I Do philosophy with anyone I date? Fine. A 3-month gratis period is a reasonable amount of time to date someone before formally sharing the I Do philosophy with them. Of course, there is no harm in keeping a copy of the book, I Do If It's Equitable, on your coffee table for them to have access to. During this grace period, you should not fail to live the I Do philosophy. At the very least, strictly adhere to the 10 pearls to ponder while dating, and never fail to neglect the will behave items. Why? The pearls will allow you to remove yourself from a bad dating experience sooner than later. The will behave items will prevent trends during this gratis period from being interpreted as the norm. What if I expect the other person to share dating expenses? What can I do to let them know about this expectation? Basic dating protocol demands that whoever extends the invitation to a dinner or a function pays the tab for the dinner or the function. This is fair and equitable, as I would not invite you to a dinner at an expensive 5-star restaurant, but expect you to pay the bill. I presume the expense is mine. If they contact you and broach the subject of a dinner or a date, they pay. You might ask, "Where are you taking me?" Listen to their response. Watch where they take you. Learn important clues about them from these dates. That is, a worthy life partner will insist on living within his or her income level. They will not obligate their or your income to continually enjoy things they cannot afford. Remember, trends unchecked become the norm. Address such trends earlier rather than later, or else they risk becoming cast in stone. What if I want to enter a long-term relationship with someone, but don't want to keep score, as it were, as to who pays next for entertainment? Make this the first topic you discuss and accept together. Make this the first joint effort you share together. That is, establish an entertainment fund where each of you would deposit a fair and equitable amount on a monthly basis. Take any entertainment expenses from it. Keep it simple at this point. No ledgers, no accounts. An old coffee jar will do just fine. What if I am embarrassed to talk about a past bankruptcy, my credit rating, or other financial mistakes? What if they frighten someone I love away? If possible, come to terms with these issues before you enter into a long-term relationship with someone. Repair financial mistakes if possible. Have a plan of action to deal with them. At the very least, accept them for what they are, lessons and limitations. There is always an answer. At some point in the relationship, you must honestly and openly discuss these realities with the other person, even if that is difficult to do so. You and they deserve the truth. Neither of you should be punished by it. Whatever the issue or its potential consequence, a worthy life partner will not judge you harshly and will work with you to find an answer to overcome these setbacks. Then again, they may not want to deal with the burden. So be it. Such is the purpose of the I Do philosophy, to discover the truth and accept its consequences. What if they lie to me or deceive me? Is one wrong too many for the I Do philosophy to forgive? The I Do philosophy does not replace any religious or other advice that obviously must be considered. Given this, do you lie or deceive? If not, then neither should they. If they have lied or deceived, then you alone must judge if the wrong is severe enough to terminate the relationship. However, remember the I Do philosophy is based upon honest and open communication. Not to punish, but to foster a healthy and growing relationship. One lie or deceitful action is forgivable, for most of us have been guilty of the same. But many such occurrences represent a trend that I would have no tolerance for in others or myself. How about you? What if they suddenly change for the worse after we have been together, seemingly happy? How will the I Do philosophy help me deal with this? Sorry, the truth has reared its ugly head. If they change from loving to abusive, do not walk away, run away. If they go from being responsible to irresponsible, or from loving to uncaring, that is another matter. Can and should these changes be given the time and effort to be addressed? Is the damage to the relationship repairable? Only you can decide. Ultimately, however, if you care for them more than they care for you, the I Do philosophy would have you remove that person from your life, and rightfully so. Remember, the I Do philosophy cannot eliminate the emotional consequences of a one-sided relationship. That is the price to be paid for loving the wrong person. It is hoped that the I Do philosophy would assist you to recognize and remove the unworthy or undeserving from your life before too much time, effort, energy, or emotion is dedicated to them. This stated, their sudden change should enlighten you as to the truth about them. Welcome it. What if I choose not to draft a contract as the I Do philosophy advocates I should? Recall the intent of the contract. The I Do philosophy demands honest and open communication from which beliefs are made known. I can say I believe anything, but if I truly believe it, I will put it on paper. The contract therefore gives teeth to these beliefs for all to know and live by. You are free to decide that a contract is not wanted or necessary. How fortunate you are to have found someone who can truly be taken at his or her word implicitly. I envy you. What if we agreed not to have children, then a pregnancy occurs? How does the I Do philosophy answer that? By all means, the issue of children must be addressed at some point in the relationship. However, you obviously did not believe as strongly about not having children as you thought, as a child is on the way. Don't bore me with the details of how the pregnancy occurred. It does not matter. You must accept responsibility for the blessed event. Why? Did you do anything beyond basic birth control to prevent this pregnancy? Put another way, why didn't you schedule a vasectomy or tubal ligation, as the case may be, to make pregnancy as close to zero as possible? As to answering the pregnancy, watch the video on protecting the children. Like it or not, a child is on the way. Accept it. Embrace it. Your singular focus should be on caring for, nurturing, and protecting that child. It's too late to do or expect anything else. What if I'm a male blue-collar worker who married a medical doctor? How do I provide a good life for her? Although some advocate that you enter into marriage as equals, you clearly are not equals. You can only be equals if you are both blue-collar or you are both physicians. If so, your abilities and limitations would also be equal. This stated, you are only able to provide what you can provide: love, tenderness, shared joy. Some advocate that these have a value that would entitle you to 50% of her wealth. You and she should decide if this is a fair and appropriate truth for each of you to accept. As for providing her a good life, you can only provide what your income will allow. Is that an apartment or a small home? Is that one vacation a year to Florida? If she accepts this lifestyle, then bless her for it. If she wants a greater lifestyle, then her income will have to provide it. Remember, as to income, you are not equal. A worthy life partner will not put any pressure on you to provide a lifestyle that your income does not allow. In return, you should graciously accept any lifestyle your partner makes possible. This is fair to both. Remember, the lifestyle her income makes possible does not mean you are entitled to it once you part, unless otherwise accepted. What her income has provided, she keeps after you part, unless otherwise accepted. What if I'm in love with a goddess? You know, expensive but worth it. But I can't keep up with her tastes and demands. Does the I Do philosophy allow her to keep what I have given her to this point? Will you listen to yourself? Tell me, does this woman walk around with a price tag on her neck? Why would you want to put yourself in such a position? Why would the worthy life partner want to put you in such a position in the first place? You get what you pay for. If you can afford it, it's not the basis of a healthy, growing relationship. Rather, it seems more akin to the relationship between a prostitute and a trick. Does she keep what you gave her? Yes. Beyond the I Do philosophy acknowledging that a gift is a gift, such is the price you paid for being graced with the company of a goddess. Those were the rules or norms that she insisted upon and you accepted. You must also accept the consequences. What if I'm seeing a woman who is an avid follower of a different set of rules? What can or should I do? It should not matter what rules one follows. Are the rules fair and equitable to both of you? If so, adopt them. If not, remove this woman from your life. You do not have the time or the interest to be bothered by unfair, inequitable, or manipulative rules. You must avoid the potential trauma and confusion these rules will bring into your life. What if the I do philosophy forces you to find someone just like you or makes the same money as you? What's wrong with that? My wife won't tell me where $100,000 of premarital debt came from. This bothers me. I don't know if I can trust her anymore. What if I don't have the strength? I don't know if I can deal with it. That you failed to discuss this debt before marriage is unfortunate. Perhaps you might not have married, or perhaps you might have adopted a plan to reduce or eliminate it. That said, anger and animosity are the eventual results of not dealing with this or any situation that is bothering you. If you value this person in the marriage, you must find the strength to discuss and resolve the problem. It just won't magically disappear one day. Honestly and openly relate your feelings. Be supportive. Avoid ultimatums, judgment, or conditional statements. Be firm in your position. Make sure your wife knows that your intent is to help preserve and strengthen the relationship. Make sure that she also realizes that if she values this relationship, she must do her part to help it survive, if it can. Oh yes, what you failed to discover prior to marriage might hurt you. Depending on the laws in your state, you might be responsible for all or part of this debt. All the more reason to come to terms with it. This concludes our discussion on What If Part 3. Our next topic, What If Part 4. I hope you will join me. If you learned anything of value, please consider hitting the like and share button. Leave me a comment, especially if you have a question, concern, problem, or issue we might be able to solve together. Or perhaps you can assist me in improving my presentations to you. Finally, if you feel that I am worthy of your time and effort, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you will know when I upload a new installment of the I Do Philosophy. Until next time, date wisely, date safely, and remember, I do, if it's equitable.